Empowerment Through Knowledge and Sarina Stone present the Tequila Drinker's Guide to Health and Wellness radio show with your host, medical QiGong author, practitioner, and educator, Sarina Stone, featuring the director of the Universal Healing Tao Medical QiGong System, Master Chia.
Well, sawadee ka. That means hello in Thai. We are back at beautiful Yellow House Cafe, just across the road from Tao Garden. That's Master Chia's home and resort and training facility. And as promised, we did an interview with Dr. Angela Longo a couple of weeks ago. And I promised that we were going to do a part two because she's our quantum lady. I was going to say our quantum wizard. Okay, hi, Dr. Angela.
Hi, Sarina. Good to be here again.
Thank you for joining us. We have so much. There's so many things I would ask you, and we're just going to try to keep it a little more contained today. There's so much about the quantum world that you could talk about. We talked a lot about science last time. This time I want to share with people what it would be like to have a session with you. Okay? Before we go into that, remember I told you, want to pretend like some of these people didn't listen to your first interview, and if you haven't, folks, you need to go back and listen to that. That's for sure. Dr. Angela, just give us a minute on who you are and how you became a doctor and what you've done with that.
So I found myself a biochemist after extracting DNA from chicken livers in my mother's kitchen as a child. And then I went on to become a Chinese medical doctor to save my life. And that's how I got here. I basically became a Chinese energy doctor using herbs and came up against a wall that Chinese medicine even was challenged with. And that's when I just said, I gotta go back to the quantum world. Everybody's talking quantum, but nobody was telling me what to do with it. So I've made a practical, crystallized method to help people learn who they are in the quantum world. You are way bigger than just Sarina. You're Sarina divine that fills the universe. Sarina who knows exactly how to be her. And that's what I can read for people. My teacher, and I have great teachers, taught me a method to take 6 things that you have done in your life that you are proud of, very specific things, and read the pattern of how you've been doing your own self-radiant illumination throughout your life. And really, that's what we're here for. And that's what we're doing. And you know it. And now I've figured out a way to use this quantum world to help people to do it.
You know, I watched your face, as I said, because I've been in Tao Garden for so many years, and you're one of our visiting experts once or twice a year. I have listened to a lot of people come out of sessions with you. Sometimes it's 1 session, sometimes they need 3 sessions. But they talk about this feeling of lightness, and it's emotional transformation. In some way, they were very identified with pain prior to their sessions with you, and then they come out and, like, when you said things, you said the phrase "a light being." When you said that to me, in that moment, it helped me to remember who I really am. I'm not just this thing that gets up in the morning and goes to work and you know what I mean, on automatic. I remember that I'm so much more than that. And when I talk to the people that come out of sessions with you, they have a very deep sense that
you brought up something really important. You said that you're more than what you wake up with. And the truth is, in the quantum world, that universe inside the atom, there's no difficulty, there's no pain, there's no problem. And we don't know that because we have created a belief system where that's what life is. And you know what? We took a detour 2,000 years ago down the wrong road. That wasn't true.
What do you mean?
I mean that we chose that old tree of judging where there wasn't anything to judge, and we didn't know that. That's what the Greek philosopher Parmenides said. There's no bad. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing. There's no evil. There's no good. There's no wrong. There's no right. And we've spent 2,000 years developing a culture that does that. Now we can develop a quantum culture, a whole new way of living where there's no pain, there are no problems or duality. We just have to know who we are, which we just read yours for the second time, your quantum code, we call it. And that's all you need. And then maybe a little assistance, because that's who you are, with transforming those old belief patterns. And that's what I really want to tell you now.
Okay.
How can you do that?
Okay, folks, what I've asked Dr. Angela to do, if we can, is to talk a little bit about what happens in a session with her. So what do we want to talk about first?
First, we want to talk about that people come in loaded with old belief patterns, old cultures, all kinds of stuff. And I just use muscle testing, which I'm not going to describe here. It's just a way to access what's already recorded in the universe. And we know from many cultures that there is quantum memory up there. All of history, all of life, the whole universe is recorded up there. And you have access. All you have to do is ask the question. Your dreams are actually speaking from that place. You talk to yourself. It's a love letter. All of these things are love letters. Your dreams, your daily events, your creations, even your symptoms and your accomplishments are all love letters you give yourself to know at what you're really enjoying, delighting, desiring truly to do as you live. But we missed it. And that's all I'm saying. It's time to not miss it anymore. And that's what I'm here to describe. So when the person comes in, I start right away. I say, where are you stuck in your childhood? What are the 8 survival coping mechanisms you took on that you're stuck in and it's draining your energy? That's the first thing. And they're real simple. I'll just say them for you. The first 3 are the ABCs. Accuse, blame, complain.
Oh.
We all do those. The next 3 are rhyming. They say, we call them lie, hide, and deny. That's where the unconscious comes from.
Ouch.
What we're denying. And that's the one that was killing me. What I was denying about me. The guilt, the anger, the frustration, the denial of who and what I was really feeling and thinking and believing. The last 2 are the legal ones. Defending myself, justifying, proving myself. We all do those.
Sure.
And we're all basically judging at the bottom line.
Yep.
So that's what I do. I use the muscle testing. I find out which patterns, because not everybody does all of them. A lot of you've already worked on yourselves. You have tremendously. So I just ask, which ones is the person doing? When I get the list, I say, which one shall I replace? And then I replace it. Simple method. I mentioned it last time. It's called the bath wave.
Yes.
It's called, what does bath wave stand for? It stands for, a quote by Roger Cotting, my teacher, and Gandhi, for beliefs, actions, thoughts, habits, words, attitudes, values, and emotions.
It's so
Take
brilliant.
the first letter of all those, and I got a word, bath wave. I said, thank you very much. When I take a bath, I feel fantastic. That's why I live in Hawaii, because I can jump in the ocean or jump in Dow Gardens' beautiful saltwater swimming pool. And I feel good, but not forever. It goes away. So that's only part 1 of the technique. Just use your hands, use your words, use your ears, all your 5 senses to just embrace what I'm doing. Let's say worrying. So I face and I embrace and I'm touching myself over my whole body and saying that I'm worrying and I'm ready to replace that. Okay, part 1. already I feel a little better. I melted the pattern like when I jump in a pool. But that's not going to last. The story my teacher told me that I think I gave on the last podcast was the cup story.
Yes.
I can replace it. I can fill my cup with my true desire. What's my true desire? If I don't want to worry, what's my true desire? Maybe to relax, maybe to trust myself and see the world as beautiful. So that's what I do. I touch my microcosmic orbit that Master Chia taught me. I put it into my core. And I use the words, I can, I will, and I am relaxing and trusting myself. And the world is beautiful. After I've touched all my 7 chakras, my whole microcosmic orbit, wow, it's in my body, and I can use muscle testing to prove it. And that's how I invented the method called the bath wave, to help people replace things that are bugging them.
So, I've worked with you more than once or twice, actually. You ask me leading questions.
Yes, that's only the first part. Part 2 of the method is to find the leading questions I need to ask you beyond those coping mechanisms. I use Chinese 5 elements that my acupuncture teacher taught me first.
Okay.
Fire, earth, metal, water, wood. I find out, and I've got a whole book called Relation Shifting,
Yes.
Tools for Living Your Quantum Resplendence, that lists all the 5 elements and all the bath waves that come from our 5 elements of our body, of our life, of our relationships, of our everything, everything we've ever done. Will give us a mirror call of what we're living. And there's the word.
I love that word, Dr. Angela. I want you to tell our listeners, what the heck is a mirror call?
Well, the quantum world has this word entanglement, when 2 electrons are separated by a whole big size Earth, let's say. When one moves, the other one moves. They mirror each other at the same moment. That's called the mirror call, because they're calling each other to themselves.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. That is so brilliant.
So when something bugs us, like these mosquitoes,
Yes.
let's say, we can say, oh, we're feeling bugged by, and they're biting my feet, moving forward in my life. So I can say, I face and embrace that I'm bugged, that I only have 20 minutes to talk about it, because there's so much I want to share. But that's basically it. I ask questions about the 5 elements, like Sarina, what's the element she needs to work on? Is it fire, earth, metal, water, wood? Wood's your element to work on. Wood is the liver and the gallbladder. Well, there are beliefs, actions, thoughts, habits, words, attitudes, values, and emotions that we get when we're livering,
Yes.
when we're gallbladdering. Those are the 2 organs. So I find out which of those you need to work on. Is it her beliefs, actions, thoughts, habits, words, attitudes? So it's the attitudes of the liver. And if you want me to, I'll pull it up right now and find
folks,
out.
Here we go. We got therapy live on the air.
Here we go. We want to get to our liver gallbladder, and I'm coming there now.
As Dr. Angela is looking at her notes here,
And here
just so
it
you guys
is.
know, in the Tao way, we believe that the positive attribute of the liver is kindness, but then there's a negative attribute of the liver that could be anger.
Right? But this is even more deep. This
Okay.
is talking about your attitude. So I'm going to ask which of these 3 attitudes you're living with that you want to replace right now.
Okay.
Is it that she's lacking in vital emotions? No. Is she irritated and irritating? No. Does she have difficulty making decisions that she desires? Yes.
Okay.
So you have difficulty making a decision that comes from your own desires. Sorry
She's just
about that.
patting her microphone. The girl is incredibly excited right now.
Yeah.
Could you repeat that last thing again?
So you will embrace, I face and embrace that I have difficulty making decisions from my true desires. And once you've touched your whole body and you've said it out loud and you've heard it and you've seen it, you breathe it, you taste it, all your 5 senses have heard this experience in your life of having trouble making choices for your true desires. Now you can replace it. I can. And now we're touching your core, your 7 chakras, your microcosmic orbit.
Yes.
I can, I will, and I do make choices for my true desires.
Okay, so what you're not seeing, because this is just an audio program, is that there is a couple of acupuncture meridians that we put together called the microcosmic orbit. It goes up the back and down the front. And Dr. Angela, as she speaks these words, these life-affirming words, is actually tracing the line.
And you will do it yourself. Right now, you can do it out there. And you can put what you desire just by touching this whole circle around your midline and saying what you truly desire.
So putting something really healthy into the microcosmic orbit. Some of you know what I'm talking about, a lot of you don't. But I'll tell you something, everybody, if you're having personal issues, do you work with, wait a minute, do you work with physical issues as well?
All of them.
Okay, great.
They're all love letters.
Okay, so this is these techniques that you have for
and I've had
deprogramming and reprogramming.
Immediately.
All right then.
The physical can disappear. These techniques, I'm just amazed that you can actually have someone walk in my office. I did 2 years ago with dengue fever for 2 months, dying. And we did a plain session like this. And she was a naturopath acupuncturist. So she was right with me. She knew about energy. She was right with me. By the end of the session, she goes, I feel better. I don't feel dengue fever anymore. I felt her pulses. Sure enough, no more dengue fever. She went out. I kept in touch with her for a year afterwards. Did the dengue fever come back? No. I'm fine.
Angela, you may not remember this.
Shocked.
You may not remember this, but about 4 years ago.
I remember. You came in with a virus.
Oh, I came in with a killer virus. I was so sick. And all you did was ask me, and I will never forget the question, what thoughts did you have when you activated this virus? It was one sentence. Now, the audience, you need to know that when I answered Dr. Angela, I was sincerely over the issue. I had just taken on too much work, and at the same time, all these people came in from all over the world to visit. I was completely overwhelmed, and subconsciously was convinced that I was going to disappoint everybody because I couldn't do it all.
Really?
Well, even as I said the words out loud to you, I knew I was over it. I didn't feel that way anymore because I finished my job. My friends had a great time. I got the flu.
Quantum is instant.
Yeah. But I actually, listeners, I want you to get, I didn't just sort of feel better. My entire body unwound. I felt like all my muscles just relaxed. And Dr. Angela here was very clever. And she said, well, you still have infections in a couple parts of your body, but you know how to take care of that. You don't have the flu anymore. Bye, see you. I will never forget this as long as I live. And
she's been living it ever since, and that's why she looks like a new person already. I have known her for 5 years, and every year she looks more beautiful and younger. And I think it's because she walks her talk. She is one of the most walkie-talkie girls, women I've ever met, because, you know, she's living it, and she is a testimony to her own self-illuminated being. And she's getting it so clearly and so beautifully now that I'm just glad to be your friend. And I'm glad I'm here, because when you do it, that's the third E.
Okay, let's say this.
The third E of the...
This resplendence is easy. Tell our listeners about this.
The 3 E's.
And entanglement. I want to hear about entanglement.
Well, yeah, that word entanglement that we talked about 2 minutes ago, the mirror call word, the tangle isn't true. It's tingling you feel. when you are mirroring and being mirrored, right? It's a tingle. So that was from one of my Norwegian clients. I feel tingling, and I said, you're in tingling. And then I said, oh my goodness, that's the word I want. Entanglement to replace entanglement. And then the second word is eternal, because this pattern of you that we just read, that's eternally you. Eternal doesn't mean immortal. It means forever in this moment, over and over again, throughout the universe, throughout your life. As long as Sarina is divine, the pattern called divine, which is her unique pattern, by the way, everybody is as unique as a snowflake. Everybody listening has a quantum code that is unique, eternal, and oh, if you knew it, you can live it every moment. And that's what I've been doing. I've been living mine thanks to Tao Garden. It's really easy to live mine here, which is because I meet people like you who let me talk about it, which is part of who I am.
Yeah.
That you are a trinity. You are two trinities, a particle, a wave, and a brand new wavicle. Every single moment faster than the speed of light. We are trinities. And we're twice those, because we're the trinity we think we are, but we're also the trinity that we're doing, the being part of us. The doing and the being. The doobie, as Frank Sinatra, my cousin, said. My Italian cousin, I'm Italian. So it is what we are. We're doers and beers. We're doobies.
Wow. Dr. Angela, we have to wrap up now.
And the third one.
Oh, I was going to say, could you tell us about this word emergent?
Emergent is the best one, because emergent means surprise miracles. Now this is where you start seeing that resplendent you, the illuminated you. You don't get lessons in the quantum world. No, there are no lessons. There are only miracles.
Oh, every male listener in the audience just perked up his ears.
Why not the females? We have our share.
We don't mind learning lessons, okay? We're all about that. But
get beyond
guys, if we could just cut to,
you don't need lessons.
The outcome.
The outcome is that life is an emergent miracle of radiant, illuminated being, exactly as you.
That's a really quantum way to phrase things. Instead of having to go on this long path to get somewhere.
It ain't long and it ain't a path. It's an instant illumination of who you are.
That's just amazing.
It's true. And isn't that cutting it like beautifully, that it's all, even Einstein said that there are only two ways to live, as though nothing is a miracle, or as though everything is a miracle. And everything is. That's what the quantum world shows us. Everything is a mirror call. And the understanding that you brought up of the mirror dash call is what helped me to understand how everything is a miracle.
Well, I tell you, just watching how you lead your life, and you have an amazing life. Dr. Angela travels all over the place. Every time I see her, she's either just getting here or she's packing her bags to go to some other exotic location. Clearly you like the beaches, because that seems to be where you're always going. But I think we say in America, the proof is in the pudding. And Dr. Angela's pudding is really amazing. She's a very beautiful woman. I'm not going to tell you her age, but she's been around for a while and looks absolutely radiant and really healthy. And when you're not healthy, you do all this stuff and then you get healthy. And just it's really...
I shift. I just replace it.
Do you have any parting thoughts for our folks? And by the way, if you've got a website or something, this would be the time to say it. But
I do. It's just my name, angelalongo.com.
Beautiful. What are they going to find there?
They're going to find all of my videos that I have on YouTube's, or at least the key to get there.
Okay.
So there are a lot of YouTube's videos that I share this in.
Okay.
And go ahead and watch them for free.
That's really generous.
And I'm going to put my whole schedule for the new year. I haven't quite done it yet.
Okay.
I'm going to Hawaii first, after Thailand, and then the mainland, San Francisco. So if you're around there, let me know. And then I'm going to go to Sicily because I've never been where my roots are.
Oh.
And I'm going to go hang out and teach there and feel my roots there.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to the beaches of Sicily.
That's going to be magic.
I'm an island girl. I'm not sure. Some other place in Europe may be next. So the rest is up for grabs. I know New Zealand and Australia are on the map this year.
Oh, me too. So, let me know when you're going.
I will.
All right. Now I'm just
the parting words.
Yes,
and I
parting
give a haiku.
words.
This is what sums it all up, and it's a haiku, 17-syllable poetic form that I have a love for. And I wrote this 8 years ago, before I wrote my book, and it's in my book. When I dare to bare my heart naked, I turn my scared into sacred.
Oh, God, I love that. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Angela, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure,
sharing
Sarina.
your wisdom.
Always my pleasure to talk with you.
And we'll see everybody in a week or two. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for joining us on another Empowerment Through Knowledge adventure. Want to learn more? Find Master Chia at montaukchia.com. That's MANTAKCHIA.com. Find more medical Qigong lessons, books, and information about studying directly with Sarina at sarinastone.com. SARINASTONE.com. Thanks for listening. If you like what you learned, subscribe today.